What would you do if you came home after serving your country to find strangers in your house? Today we tell you the extraordinary story of a soldier who returned home to find intruders in his home and how a group of veteran motorcyclists changed everything. Stay tuned until the end because what these veterans have done will leave you speechless. And we also have a final surprise that you can't miss. But before we start this story, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our incredible stories of community support and justice. Michael Benedetti, an American-born soldier in the Italian army, and his wife Daniela were eager to return to their beloved home after months of military service in Sardinia. They had been away for a long time, leaving their home in the trusted hands of a family friend, Lisa Petty. Lisa was responsible for supervising the property and making sure everything remained in order. However, upon their return, what they found was a nightmare no one could have ever predicted, leaving them both shocked and overwhelmed by the unexpected chaos. The house they had carefully vacated was now occupied by squatters, Giulio Ortiz and his partner Fabiola Cardoso, who had changed the locks and taken up residence as if it were their own. The grass in the yard was long and untended, the windows were covered by unfamiliar curtains, and the front door showed signs of tampering. The feeling of betrayal and anger began to grow in Michael as he approached the door. Michael, incredulous and furious, tried to confront the occupants. "Who are you and what do you do in my house?" Michael asked, his heart pounding with anger. Ortiz responded arrogantly, claiming to have a verbal agreement with a friend of Michael's to make repairs in exchange for housing. His words sounded hollow and baseless, and the contemptuous smile on his face only added to Michael's frustration. When Michael and Daniela called the police, hoping for a quick resolution, they were informed that it was a civil matter requiring a court order. The frustration and feeling of helplessness were palpable. Michael, who had risked his life for his country, now found himself without his home. Daniela tried to stay calm and suggested consulting a lawyer, but the legal process was long and expensive. The couple decided to appeal to the community, hoping their story would touch people's hearts. Michael called a local radio station, describing their situation in a broken voice. The story of the soldier who served his country only to find squatters in his home quickly captured media attention and public support grew exponentially. And what do you think? Is it right that veterans, after having sacrificed so much for our country, should face these injustices? Leave a comment below and let us know your opinion. Before continuing, give a nice like and subscribe to the channel by activating the notification bell to stay updated on all our exciting and impactful stories. The Benedetti story reached the ears of two groups of veteran motorcyclists, the Veteran Warriors and the Sand Soldiers of Italy. These groups, made up of former soldiers with a strong dedication to supporting their comrades in difficulty, decided to intervene, rallying their members to take immediate action. United by their shared values of loyalty and service, the motorcyclists knew they had to help Michael and Daniela reclaim their home and restore their sense of security. Giacomo Maverick Bianchi, a former sailor, and Sarah Phoenix Verdi, a former army doctor, took command. Giacomo Maverick Bianchi had a long history of military service, with many dangerous missions. Although he left his uniform, his spirit of protection and justice remained strong. Sarah Phoenix Verdi, with her fiery red hair and heart of gold, was known for her determination to do good. Together, they decided they could not stand by while a brother in arms suffered like this. The two groups joined forces, contacting lawyers and launching a social media campaign to raise funds and support for the Benedettis. The campaign went viral, and public support continued to grow. The bikers not only organized fundraisers, but also mobilized volunteers to help the Benedettis in any way they could. But they knew they had to do more. They organized a peaceful demonstration, inviting other veterans and supporters to join them in solidarity. When the bikers arrived at the Benedetti home, they discovered that Ortiz and Cardoso had fled, leaving a mess behind. The house was in terrible condition, but the veterans were not discouraged. With great determination and community spirit, they began to clean and repair the house. Every corner was restored to its original beauty, and the garden flourished again. The inside of the house had been devastated. The walls were covered in graffiti and holes, the floor was dirty and ruined, and the furniture had been destroyed or stolen. The rooms that had once been filled with warmth and love now looked like scenes from a horror movie. However, the motorcyclists were not intimidated. Maverick, Phoenix, and the other veterans took matters into their own hands, working tirelessly to repair the damage. Public support continued to grow. A GoFundMe campaign, launched by Maverick and Phoenix, raised enough money to cover all repair costs. The Benedettis, moved by the wave of solidarity, saw their home transformed thanks to the tireless work of the veterans. The motorcyclists worked day and night. They repaired the walls, replaced the floors, and restored the furniture to its original glory. The gardens, which had been reduced to an overgrown jungle, were cleared and flourished again with new flowers and plants. The local community came together to help, providing materials, food and moral support. Neighboring families offered their help, and soon the Benedetti house began to shine again. Meanwhile, the Benedicts were overwhelmed with gratitude. Michael, with a new light in his eyes, thanked everyone who had contributed. "We fought for freedom and justice abroad," he said, "and now we see that those values are alive here too, thanks to you." Every gesture of kindness and every outstretched hand strengthened their spirit and their faith in human goodness. But the story does not end here. Over time, the Benedettis decided to do something more for the community that had helped them. Michael and Daniela began participating in charity events and supporting other families in need. Their experience had transformed them, and they wanted to return the favor. They organized fundraisers, participated in volunteer programs, and became a source of inspiration to many. For Michael and Daniela, this was not just a return to normalcy, but a tangible demonstration of the power of community and the unbreakable bond of brotherhood among veterans. Every brushstroke, every flower planted was a symbol of hope and rebirth. Their home, once a symbol of despair, was now a beacon of hope for the entire community. Michael, with a new light in his eyes, thanked everyone who had contributed. "We fought for freedom and justice abroad," he said, "and now we see that those values are alive here too, thanks to you." If this story touched you, we invite you to learn more about community solidarity by watching our next video. Thanks for following us and see you next time.